Welcome back, everybody, to our other session in our online basketball coaching clinic. First of all, I have to say thanks for Coach Mora to help me. Truly, I express my gratitude to him to help me and taking out his precious time to have these great coaches from Turkey and sharing their knowledge for us, for our Iranian coaches. Today we're going to talking about off-pick on offense, fundamentals, and also footwork. I'm so excited for this session. Today we are with Coach Erdem Can, Fenerbahçe Asistan coach. Let's start, Coach.
Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks to every one of you for the passion of basketball. All these difficult days, as you all know. This pandemic situation is hitting every country, every house, every person. So still staying focused and try to improve is one of the best things we do. For today, I try to pick a topic that I was thinking about talking about something not usual that every one of you is talking. Why I say that? Because today's basketball, there are almost two different idea having one, first of all, ball screen game, pick and roll game, and second one, if not, more conservative way to play low post game, passing the ball to low post, hitting the big man on low post and centralize the game through the low post player and try to create from there. Or second thing is using ball screen actions to create score option, let's say two central action. But I'm thinking to talk something really important that using off screens. What means off screens? Today's basketball off screens is actually engaged with everything. The examples that I'm going to give also, when the ball is on low post, we will see the actions. Also through the ball screens, we will see the actions, which is main thing to be off screens. So what I'm saying, this system or this mentality try to create the main offense productivity from off-screen action, but using either low post or ball screen game to create that off-screen timing and spacing better. So before I start my presentation, again, I want to emphasize that today's basketball, we need to teach more the fundamental of this game than the concepts, the set plays, and etc. So right now I'm starting my presentation. So through the end, I'll keep that posted on my screen, sharing my screen. So whenever you have questions, or you want to add something, or you don't agree, please just open microphone and talk. Feel free to do that. Okay. I believe everyone sees now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first thing, saying off screens for me, as I entered a few minutes ago, my words, the only structure is not having ball screen or then after passing the ball on low post and wait for the score options. Now, today's basketball is also very important, efficiency of our shooters. And second thing is value of moving without ball, which means to prepare your players to move without ball with the right timing to the right spot. So spacing and timing. And efficiency of shooters is coming now on. I'll show you examples. For me, is really important, and we try to teach our players, even you'll say Fenerbahçe senior team players, every single individual practice that we make, we try to teach them some of the, let's say, fundamental details. And you will see on those fundamental details, it's not just running from one spot to another spot. It's also using your hands, using your feet, using your hip, using your head, using your body to fake, and etc. So my plan is just to give this impression to everyone that this fundamental basis that we teach our players is going to start from, let's say, cadets or even younger generations to teach them how to move without ball. And then to talk about ball screens, low post, cuts, and etc. But moving without ball is really one of the most crucial elements today's basketball that you improve. So I, until now, all the clinics that I talk, I start with this question. I always ask the people, audience, let's say, what do you want to play or how do you want to play? Because this is, I think, much more important how you play than what you play. End of the day, you'll see over there, I prepared around 50 clips to show with the details. So you will see every single pattern over there. End of the day is going to involve the player's individual and his fundamental using his body, timing, and speed. So teaching plus working on the fundamentals of the players will decide our success. And it's important, what is success for you? Why I say this? Because I strongly believe, again, the players' individual improvement sometimes is the real success. I'm talking about younger generations. Maybe there are over there also junior team coaches, so I really suggest them to focus on their players' fundamental details. And today, a small part of that fundamental detail is going to be moving without ball with all details that from my point of view. Of course, these are, as everybody say, my truths, let's say. So first thing, for shooters, fundamental details to emphasis. First thing, I am going to show clips for each of the titles. First thing is going to be changing speed. And changing speed is running from one spot to another spot, but it's important how you use your body and which timing you use to go to the spot that you want. Second thing is going to be taking the contact. Many of the players using off screens after the set play is drawn, one spot to another, they feel like they need to go over there and that's finished. And many teams, you see that they move, but because they are predictable, their players' action is predictable, it's easy to stop them. And today's basketball, it's very important to react against switching defense. And different than the NBA, today's European basketball especially use a lot of switching. Okay, NBA is coming closer to use switch more, but still big difference. In European basketball, we have lots of switch. And using especially off screens, if you are not using in the right fundamentals, right timing, right space on off screens, it's very predictable and switching is solving everything. Now I'm jumping to the next spot. After that is using fakes. And I'll put about fakes different titles because using your feet or using your body as to fake your defender, and not just your defender, also the rest of the defenders who is on the off-ball side is really crucial. Another thing connected with changing the speed is, I call it like gear up, gear down, because we will call changing the speed 0 to 100 kilometers to change the speed, but gear up is going to be like 0 to 40, 40 to come back to 0, and then up to 100 kilometers. And how your players use their body to turn this to an advantage, to create their score or score for other players. And after that, we will go to the next title is endurance. Endurance means how much your player during that set play can continue to use his speed and can continue to go to the target spot with continuation. And the last thing is going to be the all combination of these 5 titles, plus, of course, your creation as a coach with your team is going to be reading the defense. One of the really crucial elements that we use, reading the defense, but you cannot tell your players read the defense if you didn't teach the fundamentals. And I'll give some examples about that. So first thing, changing the speed on off screens. We call it, let's say, to change the speed starting from 0 to 100 kilometers. And I'll give you some examples through the videos. If you have any problem, please tell me, because right now I have my screen in front of me, so I don't see anyone. Just verbalizing, I'll hear you.
That's okay, Coach.
Okay.
Clear.
Try to put examples from EuroLeague games plus Turkish League games and some NBA players that I really like to watch them. And I'm going to start with JC Carroll from Real Madrid. Now, the examples that we use, and please understand that I'm not giving JC Carroll as an example. I'm trying to give the right, let's say, right player's action. So don't think this is Real Madrid or Fenerbahçe. Think about the player's movement. Now, forget the set play. This is why I have circle over here to specify the player. Watch that player, number 20. So until now, he knows that this screen is going to come for him. And until that point, he goes to 0 kilometers. You will see now. He goes 0 kilometers. Now, he changed the speed and goes with 100 kilometers to catch the ball. Now, as you see, he already created the separation. And what I'm saying, you cannot just tell this to your player and he does this. You need to work on this 1-on-0, 2-on-0, having on the court with players like we do. I'll explain you some drills. Maybe most of you use these drills to have, but focusing some of the details are really important. Like over here, players right now, he stopped 0 kilometers and now he's going up to 100. And this is catch and shot. And after that, going 100 is important. Just have a quick look of your defender. Going under, this is easy catch and shot for the player. Just because he goes 0 to 100 with full speed. And what we do, as maybe many of you do, coach being over here, 5-man setting that screen, this player walk until this point and then change the speed. Another example of changing the speed. Again, please pay attention. JC Carroll one more time, number 20 over here. So the setup using the ball screens and etc. Player comes underneath 0 kilometers. He see the player and he's having 0 to 100 kilometers with full sprint to that spot. He's coming up to have that catch and shot. Now, further on, we can talk about next level. Player running out there, passer running out there, and the shooters is going over here for an extra pass. But once you have this player who is having killer instinct, you cannot judge him always. You need to pass the ball right there because shooters are coming and working again and again and again on this shot. So maybe you may say there is another extra pass and you're right, but the player doing his job coming 100 kilometer speed. Another example about changing the speed. Same thing. Player running over here, stop 1 second, and changing the speed right away for catch and shot. And over, for example, for us, we do the same thing for our guards, having on workout exactly in this way. So we tell on 1-on-0 workout, end of the practice, we put our player, he walks over here, stop, and change the speed, sprint over here, and have catch and shot. So this is first element. I'm going to give one example of our game. Right now, Melih Mahmutoğlu is the player. In continuation of this game, you have lots of fake actions. As you see, Melih stops over there. So he's 0 kilometer right now, okay? There are actions, screen and turn and elevator. So this is elevator action over here. And the player gives the fake and shot. But the important thing, player waits with the right timing. And then from 0, he goes to 100 kilometers to take the shot. And of course, reading the defense with balance, fake and shot. And we do this over and over with this player, come up to this spot. Wait for a second and sprint with 100 kilometers. Another example of changing the speed. Now, one more time. Player Next step, we will watch and talk about body language, which means that convince your defender that you're gonna go another way and you will do another action. But you know that your target to go over here with 100 kilometers. So he stopped for a second, now changing the speed and go for shot. Now, I would like to add some examples of NBA games, and today I wanted to put especially one of the very good off-screen player, Kyle Korver. He played in many NBA teams, and last year he was in, this year actually, he was in Milwaukee Bucks. And he is one of the very efficient catch and shot player using his speed and everything. And over here, you'll see him right now, Korver over there. So 0 kilometers, there is fake ball screen, and he already changed the speed and starts spin. So same way, watch his defender. One of the key for the offensive player that we teach, again, it doesn't matter regardless with the age, with the experience, we teach our 17 years old young player and also 30 years old player. We go over and over again, watching clips, watching videos, watch your player. He is not watching you. He is not watching you. You see, he has no contact, no eye contact with his own player, and this player already get the advantage. Watch, he already start. He already start. He already start. Now he realized it's too late. So changing the speed, the first step of the off-screen game that we emphasize, watch your player, go to 0 kilometers, and then change the speed. Okay. Again, until over here, if you have any question, you can stop, we can talk, discuss, and etc. Now, I'll just give you one set place that we use. And as I said right now, previously, as I said, using ball screen action to create option for your shooter. But it's very important to have 0 kilometer and go to 100 with the right timing. So watch the player, your foreman setting that ball screen, same time we call it hammer action. Actually, in general, in the terminology, they call hammer action. So right now, your position 5 coming for hammer, and exactly this is the spot that we want our player, shooter, to stay on 45. Because the key point, always, we talk changing the speed of screen players move, but screener angle is very important. So it's different if you put your shooter over here or over there, because you can, in this case, you can only have a flat screen with this angle, but also over here, if you bring your player more on 45 or more on an elbow extended, that's going to create a better angle for the screener, which puts his defender right now to make a late decision to jump underneath. Okay, so if our players stay over here on the wrong space, then this flat action is not going to give what we want. So we purposely put that player elbow extended even closer than 45 and get the hammer. And the time the ball screen is played, he's going to change the speed. So over here, and as you see, his defender is already late and he jumps. This is like reaction in general of the guards. You will see further examples also. Many of the guards jump straight underneath of the screener, and this player is ready to hit that screen. And this is game of fakes. And by the same time, we are involving our 2 men over here to step up, because he is by the same time also a shooter. So his defender takes care of him. They are talking switch or not switch with these 2 players. And over here, 5 men is ready in case of penetration. So you have shooter outside. So changing the speed from 0 to 100 kilometers. I'll give you another example. As I talked previously, saying ball screen to create off-screen option. Now we will watch low post game to create off-screen option. So over here, we have a bigger body, Leo Westerman, going to low post, right? Try to use his low post advantage, not to create low post offense, but to create off-screen situation. So after taking this, let's say, diagonal back screen of the 5 men, we feed him on low post. Now watch the timing and going from 0 to 100, how important. The time he received the ball, watch the foreman going for the screen. and watch right now our shooter and his defender. The time he sets the screen, he moves, this player knows that he's gonna pass the ball over there. Watch his player, he turns his head for a second because he's watching this action. Maybe you are catching at the same time with me or not. I don't know if you are synchronized with you guys the time I move the action, but I hope so. So the player sets that screen. He's taking the player. Watch this player watching that action because thinks priority is that he's coming for a hard screen and same time hammer action coming. And he's already late. And he's going 0 to 100 kilometers to take the ball. And again, reaction of the defender going under that screen. He's late. And one more time, coaches, what we do, we work all these scenarios one by one. Right after we finish our practice, we have around half an hour to 45 minutes of shooting session. And we never give our players free shooting, never ever until now. The 7 years coaching experience with Coach Obradovic, in our system, we never give free shooting to our players as long as, you know, if they are not dead, let's say, just to relax. But other than that, every time we have end of the practice shooting session, that has to be shots part of the game. So game shooting is the most crucial, and player shoots this with 100%. It doesn't mean that he, on that 45 minutes, he will try to take 200 shots. No, he takes 50 shots, he takes 75 shots, but with 100% speed, with right timing, changing the speed. Sometimes we put two players together, so one passer, this player takes, let's say, 10 shots with this speed, or sometimes we put just coaches and players goes over there, again with 100% speed. So what I am saying, giving you all these structures, set plays or patterns are not meaningful as long as we are not taking care of these fundamentals. So every single practice we do, we tell our players again and again, end of the practice, from 17 years old kid to 32 years old player, that he has to change the speed from 0 to 100 kilometers to take that shot, okay? Second title that I already talked is taking the contact. And taking the contact, I put over here like one of the important point, that running up to your own defender. So what I'm talking over here is not just for the Fenerbahçe players. This is personally my observation, and I believe a lot for the improvement, development of the players individual. Sometimes I pick those situations and share with our players, like whenever they are home, I catch one clip through internet and send immediately to one of our players and saying, watch this move, how good is this move? I'll give you an example. Gigi Datome is a very quality person and player. Many times we have discussion with him, sharing the videos of the players. I remember more than half an hour we discuss after finding one movement of Hakim Olajuwon, and then discuss about Gigi for his low post action. And then we try to put that action in his game, working 1-on-0. And then during the time period, we adapted that action to Gigi's, let's say, body type, fundamental, and etc. So it's really important watching other players and to improve their game, and also your coaching knowledge or let's say vision to improve yourself. So this is why I'm going to put over here different EuroLeague players plus our players plus some NBA players. Now, talking about taking contact, I'll show you some clips, first of all, live, and then zooming the player. Because if you see now, again, JC Carroll over here, from 0, now he's going to 100 kilometers. But it's different that his players somehow putting his body, we call it top locking him, staying in this way, or sometimes denying wherever he goes. So watch this now. JC Carroll creates his own shot just with the simple movement that he takes contact and he creates contact with his own player. Now let's zoom this action and watch JC Carroll in slow-mo. So he's going, he takes the contact. Some of the players, or let's say some of the coaches really say their players from one spot to another spot just to run. The speed that they have is going to solve everything. No, we said this is the first step and very important, but this is not the only case is going to create everything. Let's say you are denied, or your player, on next examples, you will say your player is waiting you a little bit away. What we teach our players, again, from 17 years old to 32 in our senior team, and my dream as a coach to create in junior program the same way, have a contact with your own player, own defender. So if your defender is away from you, your first duty to go to your player and contact him, and then you will have advantage, because in this case you are the actor and he will be the reactor. Otherwise, if you stay away from your player, whatever action do, you will be acting to your action, and then you need to react to his action. And because he's not having contact with you, he is always going to have an advantage to close you, because off-screen players, he needs to use his speed, his agility, and also the screen. So in this case, one more time, I'm going slow motion. Watch right there. I'm going to say this, and we teach our players also using their inner arm, let's say inner arm, and closer feet to contact with his own player, and then take advantage of it. This includes also little bit pushing. I'm not saying opening the arm, but little bit pushing. And if you synchronize this with your inner foot, inner leg, and your shoulders, and little bit arm, if you do this synchronizing, and then you will always have an advantage, and almost all the time you will have no call. Referees will not call it, almost never. Watch now. Over here, this feet, you see his left. The time he put his left feet and putting his shoulder over there, he already pushed the defender, and next step, because he acts, player has to react. Player has to react, and player's reaction is going through over there. And that's shot. It seems like a small detail, but we teach also our players a lot. Of course, there are talented players to be able to do this. They are well, let's say, trained players who got this when they are 14, 13, 15, like J.C. Carroll, because I remember watching J.C. Carroll, if I'm not wrong, he was in Biella in Italy. And then he went to Spain, played many different teams, Gran Canaria and etc., came to Real Madrid. So whenever you watch him, he was master of off-screen action, and that was his proficiency. So coming to this age, 36, 37, 38, once player get it, he will use always this advantage. One more time, same action. Now, Doğuş Balbay, try to defend, and what Doğuş Balbay is doing what I say right now, keeping the distance, and whatever he does, now he will be the actor. He will put his body defending that. But the difference, if J.C. Carroll tried to just run away from the defender, then Doğuş Balbay will always have advantage going through the screens. But instead of that, as you see over here, J.C. Carroll going straight to a player, putting his shoulder and his closer inner leg, inner shoulder and arm, then he puts his player to screen. And then he has that advantage. Then after, of course, reading the defense, tight curl and etc. One more time, I'm saying, I'm not judging right now the player's decision. Because judging the player's decision, as you see, he made the tight curl. This is easy lob for this player to dunk. We can discuss about that. By the same time, move, and he is watching the ball. This player move wherever is shot option. This is different. But we are talking right now the fundamental of the off-screen player. Am I going too fast, or should I slow down, or it's going fine? I'm just seeing my screen. This is why, if anything wrong, please let me know, and then I can change the structure. So another thing about taking contact and running up to his own man. Screen, going there, and we zoom it now, you'll see better. Watch, J.C. Carroll going straight to his own player, boom, he's in the screen, and he reacts. Now, another example, and as you see, this is end of the game. Maccabi up by 2, Real Madrid is playing, and the player, it doesn't matter for J.C. Carroll, end of the game or beginning of the game or timeout call. He plays with same speed, he plays with same agility, and he does the same fundamental details, and then shot or option is gonna come up. So you see the defender over there, again, giving little bit distance, watching, giving little bit distance and watching his own player, right? Over there. So what J.C. Carroll does, instead of going straight to shoot, he goes to player and then opens. And many teams looking for switch, and this is enough for him to shoot. So just one more time to emphasize the fundamental detail. So zooming now, you will see J.C. Carroll and his inner foot and shoulder over here. Boom, you see the foot and leg and arm. So he already went to the player, he acts, so his player reacts. So he has the advantage right now. If he would have run straight like many of the players does as a fundamental, let's say, mistake to me, he will go with his player and last 5 seconds dash shot is not gonna work. But as you see, many examples, beginning of the game or end of the game, doesn't matter for him. He goes straight to his player and then come off the shot. So this is one of the details that we need to teach our players from, again, 15, 16, 17 to 32 to fix to correct. And then he gets the shot. Now, about taking contact, I'll give you another example. Again, regardless with the set play and structure, now from our team, Fenerbahçe, you'll see Melih Mahmutoğlu. Now, he's setting the screen. And right now, his defender, as you see, is not exactly top lock, but he's trying to deny him. Because top lock will close this way. But anyhow, right now, watch Melih Mahmutoğlu. Fake, contact, and turn to the basket. So he's already wide open. Nothing. Then after from 0 to 100, change the speed and read the defense. Next, one of the next step, we will talk about that. Then after read the defense, if he's going down, cheating over, there is pass to have the shot. I believe I have zoom on this one. Yep. Just to watch the footwork and not just footwork. Watch, you set the screen first of all. So the first thing on off screen, we want to convince with a good screen this player to create help. So in that case, this player will come alone. But didn't happen. Greg Monroe fought through the screen and he stayed with Jan Veseli together. So now on, again, watch Melih Mahmutoğlu, watch the feet, the leg, and the arm. Little bit push of his player. And believe me, we teach this to our players to use exactly in this way, to contact, to push little bit, not opening the arm, but push little bit, use your inner leg and synchronize that, because if you don't synchronize that, if you use your arms before your legs, then it's straight pushing and your body is showing straight to referee that you are making foul. So that has to be synchronized, your legs, exactly over here. Watch, your leg, your arm moving together and you have basket. Nothing. Swing the ball, then after from 0 to 100 kilometers, you go to shoot. Now, another player, I think he's master of it, also Kyle Korver. He played in many different teams in NBA and always be the main weapon as an off-screen player. So Atlanta Hawks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Utah Jazz, a few times in Utah Jazz back and he go back, left and come back, and lately Milwaukee Bucks. This is 2 years before in Utah, Kyle Korver action. And same thing that I said, watch the player. He watch, his defender has no contact, but he's staying with contact and pushing the player a little bit and come over to have the shot. And again, We will judge the player decision. I'm going to say this is wrong shot, but if you have Kyle Korver, JC Carroll coming off that shot, you need to give that credit. That player is going to make every one of 4 shots to make wrong decision. Like you have diving big man, you can hit him, and then he stop over here and create action. But this is another topic that maybe we may have later. Now, one more time. Kyle Korver over here, close to his man, from 0 to 100, the first title we talked, and now using the contact. He's taking the contact. He is acting. This is why his defender reacting late, and he's already late. And as I said, you see the inner foot and leg and shoulder and arm together. Little bit push, but no one of the referee will call that. So before I'm going to second phase, I need to come back and ask anybody have any question, anything to want to add, or can I go on?
I think it's better to have questions than the last time.
Okay.
Keep going on.
Okay, then we go on. So, talking about fakes. This is another title that I think is very, very important. And on that fakes, we have one of the fundamental things that we talk is about the footwork. Now, again, talking about footwork, talking about fakes, actually, we work with our players on the individual side a lot. Again, these 2-on-0, sometimes 3-on-0 or 1-on-0, they're using the legs. So position that player on off screen. This is easy choosing situation, but watch Melih Mahmutoğlu over here. Fake using the leg because player is chasing mode, so that creates his action and then reaction of defender. So leg and then coming out of the screen and shoot. So using the leg, then after 0 to 100. Again, different kind of fake that Melih Mahmutoğlu will use, but now reading the defense because makes his defender to jump in and pop back. So every single practice, end of the practice, we work on these details, and I suggest all the younger generation coaches also to work to their players moving without ball, making the fakes and then acting. So many of the coaches also in our junior programs, they make players like penetration and kick out, and the time the penetration, let's say, starts, they make the kick out player, moving player, straight sprint. I strongly believe that that has to be a must fundamental detail that player has to give a fake to opposite side. So then after it's going to be tendency in any situation. So again, fake and then pop back. Reading the defense, of course. He's cheating in, so that's pop back for the player to have shot. So fakes, we strongly believe that one of the most important things on off-screen situations, and if we don't have score in this kind of offenses, first thing we judge if the player using the fakes in right timing and as strong as enough, and second thing, if the screener is having a solid screen. That means screener is gonna go there and set a solid screen. That's it, he will be in the position and the guard will use that screen. So same thing with Boba. Boba is really one of the very good players who is using footwork. I have some more examples about that. Watch this leg, already put his defender in a situation, he buys that. So it's, I know many coaches using this. Coach is over there, there is one cone, and you go over there to take the shot. Make 10 and change, make 10 and change. No, this is the action that you use. This fake, if your player react and this fake, fake another cut. If he's coming with you, third fake and go over there to shoot. So this is one of the workout we do a lot, and it seems like simple, but end of the day, you need to pay attention to all those details again and again. Again, as you see over here now, first rule, 0 to 100. So Boboa, 0 to 100, change the speed opposite way, and using the leg, watch, his left leg right now, put the player in position, and again change the speed, come out to shoot. And that has to be a 100-kilometer speed. Now, same player, Boboa. He's going into paint, watching his defender now. Fake, and again, changing the speed. It's catch and shot. Another title about fakes is going to be body language. Why I call this body language? Because many times you watch the shooters, many shooters acting like lazy on the court, and because they act like lazy, their defender relax or they focus on opposite side. I'm gonna give you some examples that I believe they are almost perfect execution on this level, EuroLeague, these players using. JC Carroll, one of the players, is master of it. One more time. And watch from here now till the end of his shot, how he used his body to convince his defender that he's gonna go to opposite way. Because from now, he knows that he's gonna come here. The rest of the team knows that he's gonna come over here. But he used, watch the fake. Watch his defender showing like, come over here for this four-man, he's gonna take the screen. He says, come over here, come over here, come over here, set the screen, set the screen. So player prepares himself to close this side, but he knows that he's gonna go there. Now, until he starts sprinting, he still shows that player is coming for the screen. And dear coaches, believe me, this player works every single practice on his shots in this way. He is not coming to court and then just sprinting over here, taking 10, 15, 11 shots. No, before he starts shooting, he's doing this action like he's gonna shoot, and then he comes out to shoot. How I know that? I know that because I know that we work exactly in this way with Melih Mahmutoğlu, James Nanali, Nando De Colo, Gigi Datome, exactly the same way. If you are shooting 1-on-0, if they are shooting 2-on-0, if you prepare breakdown 3-on-0, your guard has to use all these fakes and then change the speed with 100%. Then the accuracy is gonna come. And then after, as you see, rest is reading the defense. One more example. Watch. This is, I'll show you some different players also using this a lot. And hands on the knee. Watch. It's like he has no relation with that pattern, with that set play. He's going to rest on that position because whatever reason is. And his defender, I don't know if you can figure out, his head is right now just focusing the rest of the court. He doesn't care about JC Carroll because JC Carroll hands on his knees. This is why he's watching. And watch now. Boom. Change the speed. Player is already ready. He knows, and the rest of the team knows that screen is coming for him. But he convinced his defender that he's not going to use himself as a score option. And then boom, 100, 0 to 100. But he used his body, he used body language, even little mimics as fake. Another example, one more time. Watch JC Carroll on the corner, hands on knee, and he's working literally on this. In the practice, puts his hands on knee, wait like this, and then change the speed. Watch, his defender watching one eye, but he's already late. Boom, changing the speed. Shot. Now, another example that I showed you in the beginning, if you remember, same action, elevator for Melih Mahmutoğlu to have 0 to 100. Now, same action that he used this one-step fake and changing the speed. And over here, as you see, he is walking to opposite like he has no relation with that action. Watch. From here, just walking. This is part of the fake. And we work with Melih and the rest of the guards that I already mentioned you, the names. We work exactly on 1-on-0 or 2-on-0 in this way. So he starts working over here, walking over here, and then 100% changing the speed. This is game situation. So whatever off screen, this is part of fundamental. You put your body, you exercise faking over here. And then boom, change the speed. Another example. Now our opposition, Alba Berlin, which I believe one of the very good team. I enjoy a lot watching them, to be honest, because they, as a team, they play together. They share the ball, they move together, they move without ball, excellent. And they use the fakes, excellent. What I mean, as a team, they move together and move without ball together. I'll give you an example. This is not a random action. This is set plays. Coaches, please pay attention on this. Watch now. Fake. 4 men going like away pick over here. And by the same time, he's showing like he's going to use that player. Peyton Siva, watch like he's going to use that player. He needs to go in. And same time, 5 man turns. And this player coming is just fake, guys. And then after, boom, using the screen and he's coming on. So 1-2 step going in, like they don't care about these 2 players and they will produce from this action. No. Gudaitis, Giedraitis, shot. Now, another example of body language. Watch, fake. They know the preparation is between those 2 players. Same action. The player come off. So pass, pass back. Now it's matter of reading. Watch the player body language. He calls him like he's going to set the screen. But main purpose is over here. To make him cut and pop out this player to have. So a few sections later, let's say titles later, I'll talk about being a screener. It's very crucial as an off-screen player, use your body to set a good screen to create option for you. But as I said, before that was fake and down pick for shooter, but now he goes in, and the way he goes in, he's walking again inside. He prepares, walk, walk, and again, previous detail, taking contact. He goes to his own player, his contact with his own player. Now he turns, set the screen, and there you go. It's shot for Marcus Eriksson. Now, I call it gear up, gear down, because we talk about going